Alrighty, what's up, everybody? Peter Gilmore here for a late night video right here on the Peter Gilmore YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Gilmore. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like this video, hit the subscribe button down below, and subscribe to all my other channels as well in the description box. And as always, friend me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. That's all you gotta do. So easy, a caveman can do it. All right. On this late Wednesday night, March the 18th, 2020, or if you're watching from somewhere else, March the 19th, 2020, it is time for your late night AEW Dynamite review for March the 18th, 2020 from Jacksonville, Florida, the home of AEW. Well, it's AEW's turn for an empty arena episode, and this is how you do an empty arena show. This was awesome. This show was pretty good. This is how you do it. This is what NXT and Raw and SmackDown did not do. They told stories. They did a lot of segments hyping people. They furthered storylines going into Blood and Guts next week. They had matches. They had, everything. Tonight we saw the Exalted One. And we also saw a guy that's broken. Something like that. So, let's get into the review. Let's not waste any more of your precious time, because you'd probably be sleeping right now. And that's pretty much it. So let's get to the review. Let's not waste any time. So we open up with Cody in the ring in the empty arena in Jacksonville, Florida. He says he never thought about how small the world was. He's asking something big, and we all have to stand together, even if at a distance. So that whole social distancing shit, because of this fucking virus. He refuses to live in fear. He feels alive and hopes we do as well. Puts over Matt Jackson for AEW's existence and says his anger towards Adam Page was uncalled for. Puts over Adam Page, and he wants them to work out their differences, basically, and so that they can win at Blood and Guts. Then he talks about Kenny Omega, saying that they never really saw eye to eye, but they refuse to be bridesmaids. He needs him. He needs the real Kenny Omega, the guy from 2017. It was awesome when it was epic in Japan. The best in the world, the PWI #1 guy in 2017. He needs the elite to be elite. And then out come Matt Jackson and Kenny Omega. Kenny says they're friends talking among friends. He and Cody don't always get along. The world is falling apart. You think? And there may not even be a Dynamite next week. I don't know about that. I hope there's a Dynamite next week. I hope there is some wrestling next week. You know what I mean? I really hope there's wrestling next week. Because if not, I'm going to be a bored son of a bitch. And I think about everybody in America and around the world will be bored as fuck next week if there's no wrestling. But we'll see what happens with that as we continue the fight against that fucking virus. It's getting better. Just got to give it a little bit of time. We had 10 deaths here in the Northeast. Well, in New York City, I think 6 here in Jersey. 1 in Connecticut just happened today. And just people are living in fear because they're a fucking bunch of pussies. Don't live in fear. We're going to get through this. I know I hate this fucking virus. That's why I put this fucking virus. I mean, fuck this virus as my title, my name and stuff. But we're going to get through this eventually. Give it a couple more weeks. I say 2 to 4 weeks. By mid-April, we won't be even talking about this fucking thing. Because the weather's going to start getting warm. Spring starts this weekend. Not going to feel like spring, except for Friday. It's going to be 71 on Friday. And they go, down the drain, back to winter weather. I don't know why it's gonna be like 40 degrees on Sunday and on Sunday and Monday. Spring's not starting as we think it would, but hopefully within the next couple of weeks we'll be getting to like some warm weather, like some 70s, maybe some 80s by May and early June, and then when we get to late June into July and August, we get to some 80s and 90s and maybe some 100s. If it's really hot, and then we talk about, oh, it's too hot. Bunch of pussies you are. You're all pussies, man. Freaking fearmongers. You believe in all this hype from the media. Excuse me. Believing all this hype. It's just, it's like that Public Enemy song. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. I know everybody's, just trying to protect themselves with good old hand sanitizer and other conventional means, and stores are about to be freaking wiped out with food and essentials. I mean, especially TP. I still don't understand how much TP do you need to wipe your ass? I mean, are you using it for something else, like maybe blowing your nose? And that's not going to work. You could use a paper towel to do that. That's why paper towel is kind of getting little scars too. Paper towel, TP, and tissues all gone off the shelves of everywhere right now. But it is what it is, and that's all I really got to say about that. So move on from there. Where was I? Kenny comes out, and the world's falling apart. Blah blah blah. He's going, but he says there might not be a Dynamite next week, and if so, he wants to go out and go on Elite. So Matt gets on the mic and appreciates the sentiment, but it's just them. Nick is out with his concussion, and he's out indefinitely. And he's like, "Where's Adam Page?" And on cue, Adam Page comes out, beer in hand, and stays on the entranceway. Matt says they may not be able to fix it, but asks him as a man, "Will you stand with us?" Hangman Adam Page tips his glass in response, and then he leaves. And then Kenny said it's hard to feel the energy from the crowd, and they are trying their best and will give us the best show possible because we need entertainment, and we need entertainment, basically. So he says, let's stop talking. Let's hit the pyro, hit the lights. Let's start Dynamite. Yes! So we get the pyro, we get the music, everything. This is what WWE should have done. Pyro, a good opening, even though they had the thing with Triple H. But, on SmackDown, that was okay. But then you really didn't. I mean, SmackDown was an okay show. Basically, Triple H saved that show from utter destruction with his brilliant commentary. But other than that, SmackDown was horrible. It is what it is. All right, then we get JR and Excalibur on commentary this week. Tony Schiavone's doing the interviews. So we get a Death Triangle video package. We're going to see 2/3 of the Death Triangle in action. Rey Fenix and Pentagon Jr., the man who has zero miedo. And they're going to be taking on the best friends, Chucky T and Trent. And we'll see what happens in that match coming up in a little bit. But first, we get Tony Schiavone, interviewing MJF. And MJF says he's not wrestling tonight because he doesn't have to. And he talks about the winner's purse and saying, it's not a great offer and anything. And he like to be paid more, I guess. Doesn't make that much anyway. He will allow the undercard talent to kill themselves and have some TV time. And then we see him and Sean Spears gambling on the matches. And then they're trying to get Tony Schiavone to get into it. I think Tony got into it. I don't know. But, yeah, no, it was kind of funny. And all through the night, MJF and Sean Spears were fucking funny as fuck. I wish MJF was on commentary again. He is fucking gold. And that's all I got to say about that. So I gave the Cody, Kenny, and Matt segment 3 out of 5 stars. I gave this segment, I gave that segment 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. All right, then we get to our first match, the Lucha Brothers taking on the Best Friends. We had Orange Cassidy on commentary, who basically did nothing. Didn't say one single word, because he doesn't have to. And that was that. So we start off with Trent and Ray Phoenix. They work the ropes, trade some chops and some strikes, and then Trent cuts off Phoenix with a running Meteora. And he does some ground and pound. Chucky T comes in. They double team him. They double team Ray Phoenix. And then we see Jake Roberts and Lance Archer at ringside. We're going to hear from them in a little bit. So they continue to control and get the heat on Ray Phoenix. And Phoenix fires back, takes control with some chops and some kicks. Tags in his brother Pentagon. And they double super kick Trent. And get a cover for 2. And then they take control, get ground and pounds a little bit. They take out Chucky T. Trent battles back, but Phoenix hits a suicide plancha. And then Chucky wipes him out with a tope. They brawl at ringside as Ray Phoenix fires back on Chuck. They go back in. Phoenix grounds Trent. Pentagon falls with some kicks and covers for a near fall. And then Pentagon starts beating the living bejesus out of Trent with kicks, chokes him out in the corner. Trent fights back, hits a DDT. And then tags in Chuck. He goes nuts. Cuts off Pentagon. Then he hits an assisted diamond cutter and then hits an assisted diamond cutter. And then all 4 men in the ring. Orange Cassidy gets off commentary, heads to the ring. Chucky bows back. Cassidy flies off the stage to wipe out the Lucha Brothers. Then Chucky T hits a power driver. Gets the cover for 2. They go for strong zero, gets caught up by Ray Phoenix, and Pentagon to Trent. Then they dump Chuck to the outside and hit the Fear Factor to pick up the win. So it wasn't a bad match, pretty energetic match. I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars. And this was a good way to showcase them and a good way to showcase the tag team division and what WWE should have done. But they didn't, because they suck. They royally and genuinely suck. They're giving us a not 1, but 2-day WrestleMania. Saturday, April 4th and Sunday, April 5th. Hosted by Rob Gronkowski. Boring! You just scrap it and do what we all think should happen is postpone it to June 7th and have it in Madison Square Garden, the Mecca of all sports. But is Vince going to do it? Probably not. And Vince hates matches in an empty arena. Why do you think your show sucks? How are you going to further storylines? By showing segments? Fuck that shit. Fucking idiot, man. Jesus Christ, Vince McMahon is a fucking prick. That's all I got to say about that. Fuck Vince McMahon. Fuck the WWE. I feel bad for Adam Cole. I really do. I feel bad for guys like Adam Cole because they have to work under this fucker. And Vince McMahon doesn't give 2 shits about his talent. He doesn't give 2 solitary shits. So basically, the WWE is doing a retro WrestleMania 2 type event, and supposedly they're having it in multiple locations. I don't know if that's true or not. I have to check the news on that one, but I would not be surprised if they held it like in the Performance Center. They held it like in Orlando. They held it somewhere in Tampa Bay. what they held it in New York, like they did with WrestleMania 2 when they had it in Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York, and in New York at the Nassau Mausoleum. But it is what it is, and that's pretty much all it is. What can I say about that? So, open the show, and we are off and running. All right, then we get Tony Schiavone. Afterwards, interviewing the best friends. Chucky T challenges Death Triangle to a street fight. No ring, no ref, in the parking lot. So maybe we'll see that next week at Blood and Guts. A street fight in the parking lot. We haven't seen that in a while. A parking lot brawl. We haven't seen that in a while. So we'll see what happens with all 6 of those fine gentlemen. And we'll figure that out. So I give that the Aftermath 2.25 out of 5 stars. All right, then we get to our second match of the night. We get some women. A showcase for the women and like a ranking. See who goes up or down in the rankings. We had Hikaru Shida, Chris Statlander, Penelope Ford, the badass with a hot ass, and my good friend Rio, little young Rio, so cute. And so we get to the match. Match was okay. We have Kip Sabian at ringside with his girlfriend. I don't know if they're actually boyfriend, girlfriend in real life. They probably are. I wouldn't be surprised. But I guess the storyline boyfriend, girlfriend in AEW. So he's at ringside to cheer Penelope on. Penelope attacks Rio at the start of the bell. They go at it. And then Kip gets involved, tripping Rio. And then Chris Statlander and Hikaru Shida kick his ass on the outside. Rio falls with a high crossbody onto everybody. That was pretty cool. We go back in. Rio hits a drop kick, but gets caught up by Chris Statlander. And then her and Hikaru Shida double team Rio. Shida covers Statlander for a near fall. Then Shida does the old Roddy Piper poke in the eye. And cradles her up for a near fall. And then we had a really, really bad botch by Penelope Ford. Oh, boy. I mean, she was good as a valet. I think she's better off as a valet. Even though she was okay in Shimmer and CC and WSU. But a bad botch. Really bad botch. On a flying Hurricane Rana. Like she didn't even hit it. That's going to be on Botchamania 407. Or whatever number it's up to now. By the way, subscribe to Botchamania and get some funny as fuck hilarious stuff. And that's it. So she hits the box flying Hurricane Rana. Then all 4 women are in the ring. Hikaru Shida is then double teamed, and Penelope Ford and Rio then trade back and forth. Rio takes out Kip, and Penelope follows with a back handspring elbow. And then Kip saves his girlfriend, but Rio takes him out. Shida accidentally takes out Rio. Oops. As Chris Statlander makes the save, and then all 4 women are down again. Chris Statlander slams Rio onto Hikaru Shida. Penelope Ford hits a poison Rana, and she goes for another move. Shida cuts her off, and she hits a Falcon Arrow for a near fall. Then she hits the running knee strike, or the running shining wizard to finish it off. So Hikaru picks up the victory, and she moves up the rankings to a possible match with the native beast, Nyla Rose, for the women's title. So we'll see what happens with that. Match was all right. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. Not bad for the women. And that was that. And then after the match, Tony interviews Boom Boom Colt Cabana, who sucks dick. And basically hyping him up, saying he's 2-0. Colt hypes himself up. He's like, I'm the Bruce Springsteen of AEW. And he talks about Kip a little bit. And then Kip starts talking shit to him. And they shove each other. And Colt's like, get the fuck out of here. and almost knocks him on his ass. So they're kind of teasing a feud right now, which is good. They start to plant the seeds for a possible storyline and possible feud between Kip Sabian and Colt Cabana. So we'll see what happens with that as we move on. From there on, that's pretty much all I got to say about that. All right, then we get Tony Schiavone from earlier in the day. He interviews Jon Moxley, who's still not clear to compete, and he's kind of pissed off about that. He says he will do what he wants and says he will keep following the inner circle and stay in a blind spot. So he might appear next week, cost the inner circle the match, or I don't know. I really don't know, because it's getting interesting with a lot of stuff going on in that match. Hangman Adam Page and Matt Jackson not getting along. It's going to be Adam Page and Kenny Omega kind of at odds. We don't know what's happening with Adam Page. Is he going to turn? Is he not going to turn? And the Inner Circle getting, basically beating the crap out of the Elite every single week. So we'll see what happens with that. So I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. And Moxley drives off in his Ford GT. That was pretty nice. And that's pretty much it. All right, match number 3. Go back to the ring with tag team action. We got Jurassic Express, Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy taking on the Butcher and the Blade without the Bunny. So no Allie tonight, which sucks for you people that love Allie. That's all I got to say about that. No Marco Stunt, which is good. I don't like that little runt. I could freaking break him in half. That little twig. 23-year-old twig. 22-year-old twig. Freaking break him in half. But I digress. So it starts off with, we see MJF pay off the Butcher and the Blade that killed the Jurassic Express. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we see that. Then we start with the Blade and Jungle Boy. Blade starts controls early on. Jungle Boy comes back, curls him up for a near fall. Blade then cuts him off, and Luchasaurus comes in. They double team the Blade, and Luchasaurus covers for a near fall. Blade goes to the outside, and Jungle Boy goes for a dive. The heels catch him, send Jungle Boy into the barricade hard. Ow. And then they double team, and they go back in. Butcher tags in, takes control. Blade then comes back in, maintains control over Jungle Boy. They double team him, and they isolate him as we go to break. We come back. Blade continues to control us and hits a backbreaker for a near fall. Jungle Boy battles back with a clothesline, but Blade cuts off the tag and dumps him to the floor. Butcher controls on the floor, throws him back in. Blade covers for a near fall. But Jungle Boy fought back against the hot tag, the Luchasaurus, who goes nuts on Blade and Butcher. Falls for some kicks, and the Fossilizer falls for a near fall. Then everybody's in the ring. Jungle Boy is then dumped to the outside as Butcher and Luchasaurus trade until Luchasaurus hits a side kick. Blade makes a save on a pin attempt. They double team Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy makes the save. And then MJF calls for full death, and Luchasaurus hits the tail whip, and him and Jungle Boy battle back. Jungle Boy hits an really weird dive, and Luchasaurus covers for the win. So they've won 5 matches in a row right now in a trios or a tag team. So they're on a roll right now. So match is all right. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. Ending kind of was off a little bit with that weird dive or non-dive. I don't know what it was. Looked like Jungle Boy just fell. I really don't know what it was. It was just insane to be for what it was. Now that was that, but it was still an okay match. So, like I said, 2.5 out of 5 stars for that, and we move on from there. All right, then we get the music of the Dark Order, and they arrive, and they all arrive. Stu Grayson, Evil Uno, Alex Reynolds, and John Silver, and looks like they're gonna be revealing the Exalted One, whoever that may be. So Evil Uno gets on the mic, says the Exalted One is near, and when he comes, they will all see what he sees. He promised us the arrival, and he never lies. He cares about us, and together we are one, and the Exalted One is near. And then Christopher Daniels, who's listening in the crowd, stops him, starts saying, "Stop talking! You know, all you do is lie about the Exalted One. You haven't made anyone better, and you're wasting our time." He's sick of it, and there is no Exalted One. It's just you two. Well, what about the other two? There's really four, but I get what he's saying. And then we hear some weird music, and a graphic hits. We get a message from the Exalted One. He says he will arrive soon, and they do what they want when they want. And then the voice, which was a distorted voice, becomes less distorted, and then the figure takes off his hood, and it's Brody Lee, otherwise known as Luke Harper. So the Exalted One is Luke Harper, of all people. We didn't think. I was thinking maybe it could have been him, but I was thinking Matt Hardy. Everybody thought it was Matt Hardy. So Daniels will not go unpunished, and isn't the first out of touch old man not to believe in him. Oh, take a shot at Vince. Bam! Because he's an out of touch senile motherfucker. So he says, "My name is Brody Lee, and I am the Exalted One." And then they cut the feed, and Brody Lee's in the ring with the Dark Order. They beat the living Jesus out of Daniels and Kaz. At the end, looked like Brody Lee was gonna do a crossroads or something, and he twists out of it and hits a discus clothesline he used to hit back in WWE. So he's probably gonna use that as his finisher. But it was a pretty good segment. I gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars. So now we know who the Exalted One is, and it is none other than Luke Harper. Or Brody Lee, his former name was Brody Lee back in CCW and many the other promotions he was in besides WWE. But I'm happy about it. I was hoping to be Matt Hardy, but good way to introduce Luke Harper into AEW. So we'll see what happens with the Dark Order and Brody Lee and SCU as we keep going on. Probably get a 6-man tag team match between the Dark Order and SCU. Probably be Brody Lee, Evil Uno, and Stu Grayson against Scorpio Sky, Kazarian, and Daniels. Probably at Blood and Guts or whenever they continue on, but we'll see what happens with that. So, like I said, 3.25 out of 5 stars for that. And that's all I got to say about that. Let me move on. All right, there we go. Once again, Tony Schiavone. He tries to interview Lance Archer, but Jake Roberts cuts him off. And he says Archer isn't here to talk. Jake feels disrespected that Cody didn't answer him properly. And it's like spitting in his face. So he hears Cody and his friends bitching, but look at him. He's like, shut me up if you can. So Cody, it's time. It's time to stand up and meet the man. And it's personal right now, and they will get his attention. So we'll see what happens with that situation. 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then after that, we get a nice Lance Archer video package where he's in this backyard. I don't know if it's a backyard. I don't know where it was. And he's at the Murder Hawk Mansion. Some probably run down Hicktown. I don't know what it was. But he's there. We see a little midget. It looked like Hornswoggle for a minute. I was like, wait, is that Hornswoggle? So he introduces us like he's like doing a circus action, and then we see Lance Archer and Jake Roberts come in. Lance Archer gets in the ring, beats up everybody around in the ring, except for the chick that hung up something. I don't know what she was holding up besides her tits. But excuse me. So we get that, and Jake starts clapping after he beats everybody up, and then we see a pic of Cody with Caesar written on it. And that was that. So it was pretty good way to introduce Lance Archer into that. I wish they would give him his everybody dies gimmick. But I don't know if they're doing that. I don't know if they're just going to give him his this murder hawk gimmick, was whatever it is. But we'll see what happens with that. So I gave that 3.25 out of 5 stars. That was a very good way to introduce Lance Archer. And with the promo itself from Jake, who's just the man on promos, you know, we'll have to see what happens over the next few weeks, whatever happens, which we don't know what's going to happen in the next week or two with this fucking virus. And that's going to be it for that. And we will move on from there. All right, on the next Dynamite, whenever that is, maybe next week, maybe 2 months from now, I don't know. We got Wardlow versus Luchasaurus in a lumberjack match. We got the Blood and Guts match, the War Game style match. And we also have Best Friends versus the Lucha Bros in a street fight. I guess, well, not going to be that parking lot brawl. But we'll see what happens on the next Dynamite. Not next week, on the next Dynamite. We don't know if next week is going to even happen right now, especially with Raw and with AEW, with NXT, SmackDown. Who knows what's going to be on next week? Maybe reruns of past shit. Hopefully that's not the case. I mean, I don't mind the empty arenas with little people, like no fans there, or just the wrestlers, which I think is cool. That's what AEW did. I think NXT and Raw and SmackDown should take note and have that. Maybe WWE was watching. Maybe they'll have a couple of wrestlers in the stands, in the audience, cheering them on, and maybe get involved like they did tonight. So that was that, and we shall see what happens on the next AEW Dynamite, whenever that is. That's it. All right, then we get to the main event of the episode, the Blood and Guts Advantage match. The winners get the advantage in the Blood and Guts. The man advantage in the Blood and Guts match. We had the Inner Circle, Jake Hager, Santana, and Ortiz, with Chris Jericho on commentary. Ringside and Adam Page. I think Kenny was at ringside as well. Sammy and all the heels like and MGF, and I think Wardlow was singing Judas. It was pretty funny. And we also see Arn Anderson as well at ringside. And we have Brandy Rose. I forgot to mention Brandy Rose was doing the ring announcing. So going back to her roots when she was ring announcing for I believe Raw for a brief time. So that was nice. Couldn't get Justin Roberts. I don't know what happened to him. I think it was because of the social distancing rule that you can't have more than 50 people in the arena, or maybe groups of 10. There was like a lot of people in the arena, like mostly wrestlers. So I guess it was they had the trimmed down to like about 25. I really don't know how many people were there, to be honest with you, besides the crew, besides the cameraman, besides the guy that runs the pyro, the people that set up the ring and take set. There's probably a lot of people, the wrestlers themselves. The guy in the 14th row, well, not people from catering probably came in. I don't know. Because it was funny because there was one part of the show where we see Shawn Spears eating some chicken and rice. I don't know where he got it from. Probably got it from some Chinese store or something like that. So he's having some Chinese food. Yeah. Making me hungry. God damn it. No, I have some Pringles. That's basically it for that. All right, so we get to the match. We start off with tackles Cody. Santana attacks, takes control early. And Cody battles back until Ortiz comes in for some double teams. They take control of Ortiz takes control of Cody with some Tiger style. And so Cody hits a suplex, tags in Matt. They come back and forth with some quick tags and some double teams on Ortiz. Adam Page joins in, but refuses to celebrate with the team. And then Ortiz cuts off Matt, and Santana joins in until Matt spears him. Page then tags himself in, and Santana cuts him off right away. Page fires back, hits some clotheslines, and the bridging pump handle suplex for a near fall. Cody comes in, gets cut off, and dumped to the floor. And then Jake Hager comes in for the first time as we go to break. We come back. The Inner Circle works the handoff suplex spot on Cody for a near fall. Cody goes to the outside. Ortiz shoots him into the barricade. Then Matt makes the save, and Jake Hager's like, nope. Jake Hager stops it. They go back in. Santana tags in. They ground and pound Cody for a little bit, maintaining control. Jake Hager comes in, follows with some ground and pound. Attacks the arm of Cody and works him over in the corner. Ortiz comes in and cradles Cody up for a near fall. And then Santana comes in. They double team until Cody comes back and hits a desperation cross ride, and Santana stops the tag as they triple team Cody. And they start beating him up. And Hager maintains the control as the Inner Circle continue to go back and forth with quick tags. Cody slowly fights back, tags in Adam Page, who goes nuts, follows with a suicide plancha, and goes for a cover. Ortiz makes a save. Cody hits a dive to the outside, and he tosses Ortiz into MJF, and the whole barricade fell down. And then Matt Jackson tags in, and each one pairs off with another. Matt hits the rolling Northern Light suplexes, and Adam Page helps him take out Jake Hager. So there's a little bit of, still tension, but they're seeming to get back on the same page. No pun intended. Then they go for the Indy Taker. Jake Hager stops it, and Santana hits a forward roll on Matt, clears him up for the win. So the Inner Circle get the man advantage in Blood and Guts. And so we'll see what happens with that. And so they get the advantage. They still have control, beating the crap out of the Elite. And we'll see what happens at the Blood and Guts match next week. So the match was pretty good. I gave it 3 stars. Not bad. Continues the storyline. With the everything else and that. Afterwards, Jericho celebrates, and he says that he's going to ban all dipshit and pumpkin dipshit fans from all future AEW events. Okay. He says the Elite is down to 4 for Blood and Guts, so they don't stand a chance. And then we see Jake Hager doing some push-ups with Sammy Guevara posing on his back, showing off. He says they are united and don't drink at ringside, so they can't lose. They will win at Blood and Guts, and Sammy proclaims his sexiness. Excuse me, said it 5 times fast. He claims he's a Spanish god and hits on Brandy. Bad idea. And then we see a drone come in, and it's Vanguard 1! Vanguard 1! And Matt Jackson says, we may be the Elite, but we have a 5th man, and I made me a favor. And then the camera pans out, and we see Broken Matt Hardy in the stands. Yes! Wonderful! So Matt Hardy is all Elite and a Broken, and I guess you can call it all Delete Wrestling. Or something like that. But Matt Hardy is in AEW, and I assume he will be the 5th man on the Elite team going into Blood and Guts. So, maybe the Inner Circle doesn't have the advantage that they wanted. But we'll see what happens with that as we go into, hopefully, next week and the Blood and Guts match. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So, I gave the Aftermath 3.5 out of 5 stars. Matt Hardy coming in. Good way to show him off. I can't wait to see the vignette. Well, not the vignettes. What Matt Hardy does in All Elite Wrestling. I can't wait to see what he does. Hopefully he doesn't take the pin and just becomes a jobber, like where he ended off in WWE as a. I would hate to see that. Let him come back as Broken Matt Hardy like he was in TNA. Maybe we'll see Rebby Hardy and maybe King Maxwell and Wolfgang and Bartholomew, the boys of Matt Hardy. No, I couldn't pound out a girl. Come on, Matt. You need a fourth kid. Bang out another kid with Rebby. Come on. You know Rebby wants it. But I digress. You know, all of them are like young anyway. Like I think Maxwell's like 4 or 5, like not 4 or 5. He's probably like 3 or 4 years old. And Wolfgang's about 1 or 2, and I think they just had Bartholomew. Bartholomew, what's your name? Barf. Your full name? Bartholomew. Barf all on you. Gotta love Spaceballs. I just love Spaceballs. I love Spaceballs. I said balls. Axel, sure. No. So we get that. So Matt Hardy's in AEW. I love it. And we'll have to see where AEW goes from here. And it looks to be pretty damn good. And I can only imagine what the ratings are going to be tomorrow, or whenever they come out. It'd be tomorrow or Friday or Saturday. But we'll see what I think. AEW wins again in the ratings. I don't think anybody watched NXT. I didn't even watch NXT yet. I still have it on DVR. I haven't even watched it yet. I'll probably watch it tomorrow when I get up in the morning, or before I go get my breakfast and everything. So I start my day. Watch some NXT. And then later on in the day, I'll do my NXT review, and I'll talk more. I'll do another video talking about. I'll do a TGC 163. I'll talk about WrestleMania being 2 days. I'll give my thoughts and opinions about that. And do I like it? Do I don't like it? And you know they're copying off New Japan, but they're gonna suck at it. But we'll see what happens with that. And that's it for that. So, a great episode of AEW Dynamite. I gave it 8 out of 10 stars for the show. And hopefully, we'll have Blood and Guts next week on the show. From probably the same place it was tonight, Jacksonville, Florida. So they really can't go anywhere else. They could. But I think that, you know, with the whole people ban, I don't know if they even can do it from a different location, like Sioux Falls, North Dakota, or South Dakota, whatever, or New York City, or it was supposed to be from Newark, New Jersey next week, but that's not going to happen until June or July or something like that. So it is what it is. We'll see what happens hopefully next week on AEW Dynamite. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So leave me your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments section. What do you guys thought of the show? You have any wrestling questions or anything in the world you want to talk about? You want to talk about the coronavirus? Anything else in the world? Politics with Joe Biden about to win the Democratic nomination. So it's going to be Biden and Trump going at it in this election day. So vote for Trump. Don't vote for Biden. Biden's probably winning anyway. I really don't give two shits. I'm voting for Trump anyway. Though I doubt he's going to win, but I think Biden's got so much momentum going for himself. I think Biden's going to win and probably going to have the first ever female vice president, because that's what he's kind of going around there. He's talking about it. So we might have the first female vice president, possibly the first female president of the United States. If anything happens to Biden or Trump. Well, Trump was Mike Pence for 4 more years. But hopefully the country will be running better and he can do something about the coronavirus, because he's kind of sucking at it. That's not good for your campaign. Not good there, Mr. Trump. Not doing a good job. Not doing a good job. Not doing a good job. And the mayors of New York and New Jersey, they're not really. They didn't really do that good of a job. I mean, they closed schools, which is okay, but you know, in a way, it kind of it works because kids can be with their parents, even though they're gonna miss being with their friends because the social distancing shit. So they really can't hang with their friends. Nobody can hang out with their friends. I haven't seen Rosa in 2 fucking weeks. I want to bang the fuck out of her, and I can't do that. I gotta, watch porn and play with myself. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I digress. So I'm doing what I can. I'm still working, which I wish I wasn't. But like I said, I wish I was off and getting paid leave, even though I need the money desperately. But hopefully, we're getting those checks coming in soon. I don't know when they're going to be going out. Add that to your tax return, you'll be getting a lot of money. Except if you have kids, I think you get like $2,000. I think I know they're sending out 1,000, like two. They're supposedly sending out two checks. So you might be getting $2,000 in your stockings, early Christmas present. I hope I get that. They're sending out to supposedly every American. I don't know if that's true. I mean, there's like I don't know how many billion people in the United States of America. I think it's like 20 billion. I have no clue. I gotta look that up. But it's gonna be a lot of money, and they want to put out I think $67 trillion to help the economy, even though the economy's going with this fucking virus. I mean, they lost like 1,600 points today. They lost like 3,000 points last week. It's going downhill. The economy is going to be bankrupt. This country might be bankrupt in the next couple of months. The way it is. The way this fucking virus is going. Holy fucking shit. But we'll see. We shall see. Hopefully, we'll start getting some better news in the next coming weeks. And we can get this social distancing ban out. We can get bars and gyms and nightclubs to open up, and we start getting back into the normal routine. And less and less people could come in and buy fucking shit. Like today, oh my god, we had a delivery today, and it was fine up until about 8:00, and I had to leave at 8:30. I didn't get out of the fucking store till 10 after 9. Was people buying? We got a whole bunch of toilet paper. People started buying that, ripping it off the shelf. We have a little bit of paper towel left, and that's it. Well, you don't need that much TP. I don't understand. To wipe your fucking ass. You don't need it. Why you need a whole bunch of TP? I know you may not have TP in your house and you gotta stock up. I understand that. We gotta stock up with food and the essentials and shit. But you really don't need like 50 packs of freaking TP. And the stores are limiting people from buying in bulk, which I think is a good idea. Limit 1 package per person instead of getting like 5 or 6 things of water. Except if you have a sale on water, if you have 6 for $1, like my store has, six little bottles like this for $1. Some guy came in and bought 36 bottles. 36. And I thought there was a limit on this, and my boss said, "You can go with it." And I was like, "Okay." I did what she said. Yes, I have female bosses and male bosses in my job. Supervisors and everything. Give me a hard time usually, but they're pretty cool. They let me take off days when I want. help me out when I need to. But it is what it is. It is what it is, and that's all I really got to say about it. So enough of that bullshit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Leave your questions down below, or hit me up via Facebook or Twitter. Twitter link down below in the comments section, in the the description box. If you're on Facebook, just type in Peter Gilmore. You'll find me somewhere. And keep subscribing down below to my channels. Follow me on Twitter and follow me on Facebook, and share this video all over the internet. But most importantly, tap that bell, turn on all my notifications so you never miss an upload, and hopefully YouTube can send out my videos to you. And if not, well, fuck them. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. So that's it for this late Wednesday night. I'll be back tomorrow with my NXT review and TGC 163, talking about WrestleMania being 2 days, which I think is kind of overkill, but we'll see. I'll give you my thoughts on it. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So that's it. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. But for now, I'm Peter Gilmore, your gracious host, saying goodbye, so long, farewell, and peace out.